organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Tonight on Daily Iowan TV, we tell you how the government shutdown is affecting students around campus.
And homecoming week cycles again with some nightly fun.
And in sports,
the head hawk steps to the mic.
Stay tuned, Daily Iowan TV is starting now.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
Hello and welcome to tonight's edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Mary LaPlaca.
And I'm Kara Bimschlager. Last night, the United States federal government underwent a partial shutdown for the first time in 17 years, after the House and Senate failed to reach an agreement on the government's budget for the next fiscal year. But students likely won't see an effect. Since it is the middle of the semester, students' financial aid and loans have already been taken care of and will go untouched. The Postal Service will continue to deliver and police forces will still patrol. But throughout the nation, 800,000 workers will be furloughed until representatives and senators reach across the aisle to agree on a new budget for the fiscal year.
We've been hearing a lot from Washington about the government shutdown, so we took to the streets of Iowa City to see what residents had to say. Have you been following the shutdown much?
Not very much, a little bit. I saw a couple news stories about it.
Do you anticipate being affected at all?
I really don't know how it's going to affect me.
I don't really think that the government shutdown is going to affect me very much, since I'm not like a park ranger or, I don't know, part of NASA.
I don't really know what's going on, and I don't really follow politics very much, so I mean, if we're affected by it, then I'll deal with it.
Even as the federal government shuts down in response to a budget gridlock, Obama's Affordable Care Act is moving forward. Today is the first day of Obamacare. Americans can now enroll in the insurance exchanges, which expand access to health care for the uninsured. The shutdown does not affect the exchanges, because of the Affordable Care Act is seen as necessary. Like Social Security and protected from changes Congress wants to make, President Obama said over 1 million people visited the exchange website before 7 a.m.
Homecoming week is in full swing. First to start the week was the recyclable boat races on Monday night at the Fieldhouse Pool. Students participated in teams that represented student organizations or residence halls. All competitors made recyclable homemade boats to race against other students or compete in a battleship competition. Megan Ryan, the director of Recyclable Boat Races, said this race is helpful to raise the awareness of recyclable water.
The benefit of this race is awareness of what can be recycled and reducing waste.
For the first time in 2 years, President Sally Mason, UISG, and the Graduate and Professional Student Government will meet tonight in the Old Capitol to discuss future academic plans together. One hot topic they will discuss is the tuition freeze to be expanded for graduate students. This will also be an opportunity for student politicians to connect with President Sally Mason and share their thoughts on improving Iowa's campus.
And on the way next, an interview with one of the nation's best running backs, Mark Wiseman.
And later, we're going to toss it over to Laura Gibbs, who's standing by with your local weather forecast.
Thanks, guys. Is it still summer or is it finally fall? It seems that the weather hasn't quite made up its mind. It was still pretty warm out there today for the first day of October. Tomorrow will be another warm day, starting off with clear skies and a temperature of 70 degrees in the morning. In the afternoon, clouds will be rolling in and out, and the high will reach 86 degrees. Heading into the evening, temperatures will cool down a little to 72 degrees. Taking a look now at the rest of the week, the warm weather will continue through Thursday and Friday with temperatures in the 80s. However, you can expect some scattered thunderstorms. By Saturday, the heat streak will break and temperatures will drop to the low 60s with mostly sunny skies, an ideal forecast for our homecoming football game. We'll start off next week with a beautiful Monday and a high of 70 degrees and partly cloudy skies. That's your latest weather update. Back to you at the desk.
Iowa SJMC.
Want a major that'll take you somewhere?
I joined and now I'm in Los Angeles, California, interning for Conan O'Brien at Warner Brothers Studios.
I joined and now I'm working in public relations for diabetes research.
SJMC.
Thanks, Laura. Well, Kara, I cannot wait to wear my cozy sweaters during the fall season when that cool weather finally rolls around. How do you feel?
Oh, I'm so excited. I've got all my scarves ready to go, got my boots ready. I'm so excited. And there's plenty more to love about fall, so we had Daily Iowan TV reporter Rebecca Swives ask you to see what your favorite part of the new season is. Rebecca, take it away.
Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Street Chatter. Today marks the first day of October, and if you're anything like me, you've been anxiously awaiting the fall season to begin. The leaves are finally starting to change, which means it's time to bring out those boots, hats, and enjoy some fall food. Really, what isn't there to love? I took this topic to the streets to hear what your favorite parts are. Check it out.
My favorite thing about fall is when all the trees in the Pentecost change colors, because it's pretty. It makes the walk to class better.
My favorite part of fall would definitely be that football season's around, and I'm actually part of the University of Iowa Hawkeye Marching Band, and that's probably my favorite thing about fall right there, is that the band gets to take the field every Saturday at Hawkeye games, so it's a blast.
Football and tailgating over at 300 Melrose, because it's a whole lot of fun.
Sweatshirts, football games, and pumpkin spice candles.
Really love fall. There's lots of stuff. I like the foods, like the apples and bringing in the pumpkin spice and everything.
My favorite part of fall, the falling leaves. It's like a beautiful fiery rainstorm that happens all the time.
I'm a big fan of those fiery rainstorms as well. So guys, that's all I have for you this week. I'm gonna go get myself a pumpkin spice latte. Mary, Kara, back to you at the desk.
After a summer of planning, the Pioneer Co-op has decided to open their third location in Cedar Rapids. The new Pioneer members decided the Cedar Rapids location would be best based off their fan base and in that area and their availability to grow. The store will not open until 2015, but the co-op will be conducting educational events throughout the city.
And now let's take a look at what is happening beyond Iowa. Wall Street remained calm on the first day of the government shutdown. Even though the federal budget is unresolved, investors are not panicking. In fact, the stock market rose slightly today. This suggests that investors aren't worried that the shutdown will threaten the nation's economic recovery.
Israel's prime minister announced today that even if Israel has to act alone, they will not allow Iran to have nuclear weapons. Israel's prime minister questions Iran's real motives. This comes in response to Iran's recent efforts to reconnect with the U.S. for the first time in 34 years, and the U.S. and Iranian presidents spoke last week on the phone.
And the number of civilians killed in Iraq is climbing. In September alone, nearly 900 people died. Al-Qaeda insurgents are blamed for the increase in violence. Except for July, this is the highest death toll since 2008. Since April, 5,000 Iraqi people have died.
And coming up, Iowa football taking on Michigan State Spartans on a homecoming Saturday this weekend. Let's toss it over to Jordan Cabialis and Whitney Blakemore, who's standing by in the Daily Iowan Sports Studio.
Hello and welcome back to the Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio for yet another edition of our Tuesday program. Alongside Miss Whitney Blakemore, I'm Jordan Cabialis.
Now, Jordan, so much to get to tonight with head coach Kirk Ferentz stepping to the podium for the first time since his squad left the Twin Cities with their fourth consecutive victory, and the Floyd of Rosedale.
Some interesting things said at Captain Kirk's meet and greet with the members of the media this afternoon. Desmond King may have earned himself the starting job as B.J. Lowry's partner on the corners. Ferentz discusses his rushing game's renaissance, and we find out that Michigan State's defense is very, very good.
They're first in the country right now in total defense, and I think they're first pass defense, second rush. So And you watch the film, you can see why they're just really playing with confidence right now. They've got great senior leadership and veteran leadership, and their scheme is, I wouldn't call it overly complex, but it's they have enough complexity in there where you can't ever get comfortable, and they always make it a challenge, it seems.
Now, Jordan, you mentioned Desmond King, and 6 months ago, he was the kid playing in high school football.
Definitely one of Ferentz's more talented recruits, Whitney. And that talent may just have earned him a permanent spot on the Black and Gold's defense just a few games into his college career.
Jordan's only played part of a game, and so King really is the veteran right now, if you will, which sounds funny to talk about. A guy who was in high school 6 months ago, but it's just he's been able to practice and able to play, and that's where we're at right now. And then you got Draper and Fleming also, who are healthy now in practice, and so hopefully we'll have a real healthy combination when we're all said and done.
Whitney, running the ball so crucial in any Big Ten matchup.
Yeah, Jordan, Saturday will be no different with both Iowa and Sparty looking to establish the run game early. Let's listen in one more time.
I think we're making progress. And every year is a little different. 04, we had a lot of success, couldn't run the ball at all, but in a perfect world, you certainly, if you can run it and stop the run, that's a good thing. It's going to be a big challenge for us this week. Their running attack is starting to kick into gear the way I would imagine they want it. They looked really good their last time out, and they're giving up a ridiculously small number of yards a game right now, rushing wise. I think it's under 60. So, they got a tough defensive football team. It's going to be a real challenge for us.
We just heard his coach talk about his unit's progress. The man piling up the yards behind Iowa's offensive line, Mark Wiseman.
Absolutely, Whitney. The Iowa workhorse has dominated opposing defensive front sevens all season long and currently sits as the nation's 4th leading rusher with a ridiculous 615 yards through 5 games in 2013. And keep in mind, Whitney, he essentially took the entire second half off against Western Michigan.
Our player insider, Alyssa Bergamini, caught up with the playmaker earlier Tuesday afternoon.
Hey guys, Alyssa Bergamini joined by Mark Wiseman. Mark, first Big Ten play is under your belt. How did it feel to win against an undefeated team? Does it boost your confidence?
Yeah, it was definitely a big win. It boosts our confidence a little bit. But, we moved on from there and getting ready for Michigan State now.
And Iowa and Michigan State are currently top 2 in defense. How do you feel about that? What are your expectations?
Yeah, it's going to be a battle out there, a good defensive game, and hopefully we can get to put some points up on them.
How do you guys motivate each other on and off the field?
Yeah, just the competition we have with each other, knowing that there's so many good guys on this team, keeping the competition up, and just offense motivating defense, defense motivating offense.
And you are known as a workhorse. How does it make you feel?
Yeah, it's makes me feel pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty much the offensive line, tight ends, and fullbacks. They're doing all the dirty work out there.
Okay, well, good luck this weekend, and back to you guys.
Things are certainly looking up for the Hawks.
And Jordan, speaking of the Hawks, a big night for the Chicago Blackhawks.
Absolutely. They raised their 2013 championship banner tonight against the Washington Capitals, and needless to say, I'm excited.
Yes, and a whole lot more coming up in a jam-packed edition of the program tomorrow as we ramp up our coverage ahead of this weekend's homecoming matchup between the Michigan State Spartans and the Iowa Hawkeyes.
For Whitney Blakemore, I'm Jordan Cabielas. Mary, Kara, back to you at the desk right after this.
Get up for the return of the state's finest attraction. The players are prepared and anxious to get things started, and this time you too can be ready for every Saturday on the gridiron. Download the Daily Iowan app for your iPad or iPhone for your official playbook to the 2013-2014 Iowa Hawkeyes football season, and be sure to check out everything black and gold all season long on dailyiowan.com.
Well, thanks, Jordan. And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a first look into what you'll see in Wednesday's pages of the Daily Iowan. See local reactions toward the government shutdown.
And read about the City Council's discussion on the Gateway Project.
Well, that's your Tuesday edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to watch us tomorrow or anytime online at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for watching and have a great night.